Recording.
Tamiski.
Sorry, Miss Tamiski, I didn't mean to cut you off. But as promised, we're going to be very mindful and punctual with regards to our training times. This is not anything new for those who have been on board with the team for some time now. The training does not start until we have at least 100 attendees, but I'm going to go ahead and, in the spirit of what we like to do, celebrate those top 10 list members. Those are them from our entire team Relentless being recognized for already making some huge power moves for this month. But for anyone that might be new, if this is the first time you're plugging into our Tuesday night training, we do this each and every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where you truly see in live form how those that are truly winning at this game reach their hand back out to bring us all along with them along their journey to success. I am your host for this evening. My name is Mayra Ferreira. I'm one of the executive sales directors, and I consider it a privilege to be able to serve you in this function as host. And as I said, class will be in session. There will be a major training topic covered tonight. I do hope you have a notebook and a pen to take some notes down for this evening. But before we get into the knowledge-based focus and training for tonight, let's start off with, of course, celebrating these members, right? So if you're brand new, just having joined the team, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat so we can celebrate you and welcome to Team Relentless. You've made the absolute one of the best decisions of your lives. But again, in the spirit of what we like to do, which is celebrate success on multiple levels, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the top 10 UCES client membership enrollment agents. So that's within the entire umbrella of our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. These are the agents who have had the highest number of clients enrolled. That means they've made the highest impact to individuals who have decided to go ahead and open up their financial access and win with the client program. Number 1 health spot held by Crystal Marrero. Next, Bruno Floridor, Zandra Valles, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Anthony Kelly, Stephanie Lopez, Janetsi Zayas, Tamiski Amor, Christina Merino, and Jennifer Hernandez. So go ahead and celebrate them in the chat, throw some flames, drop some emojis in there, show them some love. The same way you celebrate all those around you is the way that all those around you are gonna celebrate you when it's your turn. Moving right along to our second top 10 list. These are our top personal sales producers within our entire team Relentless nationwide. The first spot held by Bruno Floridor. Next, Zandra Valles, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Crystal Marrero, Stephanie Lopez, Raysa Otero, Anthony Kelly, Chantel Ramirez, Alicia Winship, and Ara Aviles. So again, light it up in the chat. I know everyone's muted, but go ahead and celebrate them. Drop some flames, drop some party emojis and whatnot, because they're truly starting this month off, making a huge impact. This is the second week of the volume month, but they are not leaving anything left behind. So moving along to our third list of the top recruiters. These are the agents with the top 10 positions of having recruited the greatest number of new family members, brand new agents into our entire team Relentless. Number 1 spot held by Regional Vice President, Boss Lady Raysa Otero, Erica Gonzalez, VP Natalie Rodriguez, David Santiago Irizarry, Jacqueline Verdon, Maria Socorro, Tamiski Amor, Laura Ballesteros, Yarnell Tolliver, and Nereida Cabrera. So again, let's go ahead and celebrate them. I know I see some notifications for the chat, but thank you. Of course, understand that's the same way we'll celebrate your success, because that's what the entire team is about. Now, before we go into the training, folks, understand we're at 95 attendees. We stick by the requirement of a minimum of 100 participants on these training sessions. So make sure that all of your team members are plugged in. Send those reminder messages out. Get it in your groups. Get it in your chats. Ding, ding, ding. We have 101. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that. You're going to want to be ready to take notes. And of course, in the excitement and the spirit, just as David Marquez mentioned, who's thrilled about convention in less than 2 weeks, right? Throw some flames in the chat. I should be seeing notifications off the roof right now. I know I'm super excited. Definitely one that never, ever misses events. But of course, I just had to take that quick moment. We're going to get right into the very first training session for tonight. This is a boss lady I have a huge amount of respect for. I was able to meet her by way of this journey. So allow yourselves to just learn about those new relationships. You're going to come across a ton of people. Some of them are not with us, right? But those that are, I consider the best of the best. Now, this woman came into this industry of network marketing, and particularly this business, by a leap of faith. She could have had all the reasons and excuses to say no because of the hardships she was facing at the time. But instead, she used all of those circumstances to actually fuel her why, leaving, I think it was not a negative account, probably less than $1 in her account to be able to afford to make that decision of partnering with this company. She was introduced to this opportunity by our senior vice president, Mr. Xavier Marrero, and they actually met on Facebook. So understand the power of those social media platforms, the relationships that can come of that. And I know that she's been able to pave the way for countless individuals on this Zoom, those who haven't, those checking the recording, or those nationwide, because of her passion, dedication, and commitment. Her numbers have definitely spoken volume. She's top in the charts week after week, having guest speaker training positions within our nationwide VP University, as well as crossing the stages for our Super Saturday events. And the list of accolades goes on and on. But the very first thing that she did was decide that she was going to make some big things happen. And again, her success has definitely spoken true to that decision. So please, please give all of your attention to none other than one of our regional vice presidents, R&R level 1, 2, I believe in this opportunity, 3 in this opportunity, R&R level 3 club member, none other than Ms. Raysa Otero. I see you're connected. Can you hear me okay, boss lady?
I can. What's going on, Team Relentless? What's going on? Myra, I'm like, who's she talking about? Hold up. Who is that? She sounds cool. Gives me the goosebumps to this day, man. I left $1.07 in my bank account. God, man, God is good. Can we get some God is good in the chat? Let's get some God is good in the chat. Let's go.
Me too.
Me too. See, go ahead, Jaden. High five. So want to give it back to, my mentor, my brother from another mother, Senior Vice President Xavier Marrero, for introducing me to this platform. If it wasn't for him, man, I remember telling him, I don't have the money, but I want to do this, and it started all with that vision. So again, just thank you for always pouring into me. Myra, thank you for being so consistent. I'm glad I got to see you in Miami. Finally, I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to see all my people again. I didn't see you guys for a while. We've been moving. Oh, it's so crazy right now. My life is so crazy right now, but I'm excited, man, for convention. I want to give a huge shout out, man. How many of you guys are already registered? Accommodation, flights are booked. Type of one in the chat, man. I want to give you guys some exclusive recognition today, man. It's so many sacrifices. I mean, when you hear Bruno's story where he didn't even, have money to eat at convention, and to see where he is now, I remember my first event, I was like, man, I got to buy a flight to LA. I've never been there, 5-hour flight for this business. So, but I just remember X saying, you got to be there. I remember Alfred saying, you got to be there. And I was like, I got to be there. So congratulations for you guys that made that commitment. It's a huge commitment, but I'm telling you, if you take it serious, you go to this event with an open mind, book full of notes, make sure you make the most of it. Make sure you talk to as many leaders as you can, ask the questions. I mean, just bond, get to know the people on your team. It's just going to be a life-changing experience. I know it sounds cliche. I know that it sounds so cliche that we tell you that, but there's no other way to explain me going from 20,000 in business to 100,000 in business because we all went to an event. There's no way to explain that. The energy in the room, you just got to feel the energy in the room. You got to be able to experience it. So again, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that got registered. And look, situations happen. I know a lot of people on my team, I want to shout out a huge prayer. A lot of people, COVID is still out there, y'all. Okay. So when you do go to this convention, make sure you're still playing it safe, number one. And number two, I just want to give a prayer. There's a couple leaders on my team that can't make it because they caught COVID. So, again, prayers to them is because they were committed. So we don't want to say, oh, you weren't committed, you didn't go, right? We want to make sure that they're good. Prayers up to them, prayers up to the team. But again, making sure that we still on the track. Just because you're not going to convention don't mean, oh, well, I'm just going to stop working my business. No, you still have to work towards that goal. We're going into a 5-week So that's kind of where where I'm coming from. And what I'm training on tonight is how to set your goals. Right now, we're going into a 5-week, but if you talk to any of the leaders, you talk to Xavier, Arnold, we've been planning for the 5-week since, last month. We've already been game planning. The things that we're doing right now, these trainings are very well thought out. We meet every single week. Vice President is about what do we train the team on? It's very strategic what we do. Our activity has gone up. Our webinars, you guys, we're on webinars. We're on core rank. Like there's literally something going on every day. That's not by accident. That's because we're preparing you guys for what's coming. We have in the 5-week, you have the opportunity to double rank. So if you're going for one title, I want you to go for the next one. All right. So what title are you originally were going for? Right. And times that by 2. Look at the next rank. Write it in the chat right now. Write in the chat right now. What's the one after that one? That's what I want your goal to be, because the 5-week, if you increase your activity, if you have a goal, if you have a target, if you know exactly what you're going to do, there is no way you can't double rank. I've done it. We've done it. We've seen executive, we've seen executive, we've seen vice president, senior, like it's crazy. Like I saw Xavier go from RVP to SVP, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen it already. We know it's possible, but do you think it's possible? Are you playing small? Are you saying, no, I'm just gonna go from SD to RSD. Okay, that's cool. But why are you playing small? See, because if you go for the next one, you're gonna default to the one you already originally thought for. But what if by accident you hit the second one? I don't know about you guys, but I have SVP on my title worksheet. I don't, EVP is not for me. I already said it. EVP is not for me. I missed it twice. I missed it once by 20,000. I missed it last month by 50,000. It's just not for me. It's okay. It's like that teddy bear where God has the little teddy bear in the back and has the bigger one. I'll take the bigger one. We got this, right? So I'm going to show you guys how to actually strategically, how I train my team, how to actually strategically put these goals together. So I have a sheet. It's called the title requirements worksheet. Like when you look at the worksheet, like first of all, you need to have the title compensation plan. It's page 10 of the compensation. You need to have that in front of you. You need to know what you need to get to the next title. A lot of you guys are aiming without even knowing what title you're going for, what you need, who do you need to help rank up, what volume you need in specific legs. So this helped me so much. Even if you're going from agent to field trader, you still need to know what you need to accomplish. So this title sheet, it'll say the month. So right now we're in August. Okay, so right now we are in August. The 5-week, technically, even though it starts in August, it's September in FES. I know it's super weird, but so you want to write the month, right? Like right now, if you talk to any of the leaders on here, their goal is not this month end. That's not the date that's stamped in their mind. The date in our mind right now is 9/18. 9/18, 9/18, right? If I have any VPs and above, what day are we looking at? We're looking at 9/18 is the end of the 5-week. So understand that that's how you want to look at these dates. The 445 calendar gives you those dates. What month? September, right? What's your current title right now? Type it in the chat. What's your current title? Current title. What's your current title? Okay. All right. So now notice that in big, I put the title you're aiming for this month. Now I told all of you guys to double it. Okay. It seems scary at first, but I remember being at an Eric Worre event. And I remember him saying, go ahead and write down your income goal. And I was like, okay, check. He said, all right, now times that by 10. I'm like, wait, whoa, it scared me, right? But that's what actually got me to be like, you know what? I'm playing too small. So I want you guys to put that second rank, okay? Because you need to be preparing your structure for the second rank. And we all agree that sometimes you can have the volume and not have the structure. That's the worst thing that could happen. But if you work on the structure, when the volume hits, you already hit. You see, when I hit vice president, the structure had been there for months. When I hit RVP, the structure had been there for months. I was just waiting for that to turn to 100K, to turn to 250K. That's it. Because I always looked at the next title. How many SDs? Okay, I need to pop SDs. Let me work towards that. Who can I work with? So the requirements, you need to know what the monthly group volume, what do you need to do? So if you're going for field trainer, 1,600, if you're going for senior field trainer, 5,000, sales director, 10,000, you need to know that. You need to write it down. What are the agent requirements? How many agents you need personal? 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You need to know that. Also, what your leg requirements are. Each leg has a requirement. How many titles have we seen people miss because of a leg requirement? Because of missing $100 in a leg. You could have placed the client in that leg and not lost your title. You could have enrolled another agent. So many titles have been missed because these things are not being looked at. You need to operate your business as a CEO. You need to be looking at your inventory and your numbers every single day. Rob looks at me like I'm crazy sometimes. I'll be back here looking at refreshing at my back office. Like, did I get some more volume? Like, we even know the agents that are enrolled every day. Like, I watch that number. Oh, we started at 20 this morning. We're at 25. Like, we watch our back office like a hawk. Now, here's where it gets real. Because a lot of you guys will say, well, I want a double rank. I want the income, but you don't want to do more. How does that work? Explícame, right? En español, explícame how. I will do more. What will you do more of? I will do more of waking up early. I will do more of reading. I will do more webinars. I will do more coaching calls. What are you going to do more of? And what are you going to do less of? I'm going to stop going out. I remember me and Lucinda used to be like, we ain't not going out this month unless we hit this title. We're not doing nothing. We're not going out, no hookah, no, not even a happy hour until we hit. So we said we're going to do less of that. No Netflix, no TV. Like, what is it that's holding you back? So you need to write that down so you can identify how you're going to hit this title and your priorities. You got to break down your title. Like, one thing that my business coach taught me too is to break down your goals in pieces. So with this, it allows me to break it down weekly. So if you're going for $10,000 a month in a 5-week, right? How much is that? $2K a week. Doesn't that sound better than 10? So your mind is already operating as, oh my God, 10 is too much. But when you say 2 between you and your team, that's doable, right? Now your daily volume goal, now we break it down even more. So if it's 2,000, now break that by 7. How much daily volume do I need? It's crazy, but when you break it down, it literally equates to like an agent or a client a day. Like, it's so crazy between you and your organization. So when you start to see these numbers like that, the goal seems more attainable and your subconscious is more like, okay, we could do that, versus you see 10,000 and you're like, oh man, that's too much. You're already giving up before you even started. Now, the other thing you need to do is your leg requirements. Who needs to hit SD? Who needs to hit field trainer? Who is it that you are going to help to get to that title based on the leg requirements that you need? How many webinars are you going to do for them? How many coaching? Are you going to get on team calls with them? Like what are you going to do? But you need to identify who is going to be the person that's going to hit that title, because that's who you need to work with. That whole organization is who you need to focus on. I also added the R&R goal. I mean, who doesn't want $500 towards their monthly car payment? Type a 1 in the chat if you want $500 towards your monthly car payment. Now, when we started, it was like an Audi. And then they said, okay, next you can only do a Mercedes, an Audi, or Cadillac. So I'll be part of the Mercedes-Benz family, right? But now it's whatever. car you want. I mean, shout out to some of the R&R earners on the team. You know, they went and got brand new trucks, 2021s, like, you know, Inez got brand new truck, Natalie got like everybody got new trucks. And I'm like, man, y'all living it up. But why? Because they had an R&R goal and they had a date. They both did at the same time. Another thing I want to add to this is, who's your accountability partner? Who is someone that's going for that same title? Can you partner up with them? Challenge each other. I don't know about you guys, but I love challenges. Anytime Xavier put out a contest, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. You know I'm gonna win, right? he started excluding me from contests. Challenge each other. Get yourself an accountability partner that say, hey, what you doing today? Or can we do an overview together? Like, you guys need to push each other to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal thing. And if you're not going to convention, look, just make sure that next year that doesn't happen. If it's medical, obviously that's unpredictable. But next year, don't wait till last minute to get your tickets. Don't wait till last minute. Like, you know, make sure everything is done in advance so that you don't run into this, that you're not going to be there. But I do want to say this before I give it over to my mentor, is the next big event is GoPro. GoPro did something to me. When me, X, and Rob took that trip to Vegas and we committed to doing that, and we spent thousands of dollars. Like, I want to say between me and Rob, it was like $2,000 plus to be at this event with hotel and everything. But when we came back, we were on fire. You know, we were able to realize that it was beyond FES. Like, this network marketing industry is a profession. And many other people, 6, 7, 8-figure earners in other companies. Like, it allowed me to dream big. You see what I'm saying? If I had not went to that event, so you guys need to prepare for that. If you had the money to buy your convention ticket and you still have it, why don't you commit to GoPro? We'll drop the link. Make that commitment. It's $197 to register for that event. That's the next big thing to convention. I'm not missing it. So now we need to start preparing our new agents for that. Anyone that comes after convention, we need to prepare for that, and any other Super Saturday that comes in between. But for anyone that's not going to convention, do not stop building. The worst thing you could do is say, you know what? I'll do it next month, the month after. I'll build when they come back. That's the worst thing you could do. Your team does 10%, 20% of what you do. So if you do nothing, it's harder to rebuild than to build. I'm telling you guys. So I just want to leave you guys with that. And look, these events do change your life. GoPro changed my life. Convention changed my life. And I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I need another breakthrough. How many of you guys need another breakthrough? Type 1 in the chat. Who's ready for that? We need that energy, right? So without further ado, I'm going to give it back to Myra so she can bring in the SVP, my mentor, so he can kill it. Wanted to be short and brief and just give you guys something that you could take away. Break down your goals, set your goals. Don't think small, dream big when it comes to this. And next thing you know, you'll be hitting these ranks by default. So that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that as well, Raysa. I really appreciate it. Of course, making note. GoPro, I think someone even shared it in the chat. GoPro 2021. Really, it's something that, like she said, if something kept you from making convention happen this year, whatever the reason was, okay, that's fine. What's next? You know, a leader's question is not, well, why? And oh my God, and what happened? I'm stuck. No. A leader's question is, what's next? And she just basically laid it down for you for what the next power move you can make for your business is, by her own testimony as well. She's living proof of what that is. And again, you stay plugged in, stay consistent, stay going to events. And this is a journey. This is definitely not a quick sprint. So as she said, moving right along, I'm going to be quick about getting out of the way, because for this gentleman, I mean, only if you've never been on a Zoom with us before does he even need an introduction, but definitely something very well deserved, and just out of respect for what he's earned and what he's created himself to be, but also what he's created for all of us. Understand that when he got started, there was no such platform like this. I remember that if we had 2 digits of a number for attendees on a Zoom, it was a big deal, but his vision is what has carried us to where we are today. This young man has been able to achieve a great deal of accomplishments, not only on the monetary side, though. Understand, yeah, the money is really, really good at the level where he's at right now, but at the same time, he's paid the price along the way. I had the privilege of meeting him before this journey, before this business, having witnessed his personal story and everything he's done on his growth, and to know that he has just stuck to the plan and done every single thing that he's promised he would do is just an inspiration day in and day out. He's a man of his word. He's someone that, for me, embodies what it means to be relentless, because there was no way he was going to give up. He would have done this with any of us that's here right now, or if any one of us said no, regardless, he was going to get it done. And he can now today celebrate not only having received recently his $500,000 ring earner, a ring as a $500,000 earner with this company, but also in few years, he's been able to retire his mom on his way to retiring his dad. You know, he's just, again, I mean, I could go on and on and on, but understand all that translates into are the countless lives of individuals he's been able to transform, Raysa, myself included, and so many of the other top leaders. And he's paved the way. So this is definitely someone you want to take note of, breaking records, topping charts, crossing stages, blessing everybody that'll give him the opportunity to do so. And someone that I definitely am grateful for as a friend, as a brother, as a mentor, as a business partner, and definitely as an example. So did our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero, I know you made it on the line. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Myra, can you hear me loud and clear?
Absolutely. Take it away.
Okay, all right. Thank you, man. Guys, look, I'm super, super excited. Y'all might see me kind of just be on my chair moving around because, man, look, first of all, I'm going to give it back to my sister, our regional vice president, soon to be senior vice president, Ms. Raysa Otero, just killing it every single time. We had the conversation and she said, hey, X, it's great. Everyone that's going to convention, and we're super excited for you. Matter of fact, round of applause for everybody that's going to convention right now, because again, that is huge, life changing for a fact. But we also spoke about and Raysa said, hey, X, let's understand that at the end of the day, there was people that couldn't make it, not because they chose not to, just because certain situation. I said, you're completely right. But we also said, hey, the ones that miss out, we also have to make them understand how important this was. And then next time they can't miss out. And then Raysa came with the great idea and said, Xavier, the ones that missed out and the ones that are committed, the ones that are going, they have to go to GoPro. And I remember when Raysa, Rob, and myself went to GoPro and what that did for us. And just as a human being, as a business owner, as a leader, just in this industry alone. And I never seen Rob just be on fire the way he was right after that event. When you talk about enrolling 20 people in 30 days, this man made that happen like it was a walk in the park. I'm talking about to the point that he had other top leaders like Bruno reaching out to him like, bro, what happened out there? Like, what did I miss? And Rob is like, bro, I don't know. You had to been there. Right? So understand, look, Bruno put because Bruno knows. Guys, look, I'm super excited right now because I remember the energy level that Rob went to. We're all looking like, bro, how do we get up there? And it was because of that event. So guys, look, for the ones that miss out, shame on you, but doesn't mean that you have to stop. We're just getting started. Right around the corner, we got that GoPro coming in. I'm telling you, this is completely different because this is everyone in the industry, not just our company. And like how Raysa said, when you get there, you think you're doing big things. You're like $1 million in business a month. Ain't no one touching me. But then you go and meet people that are doing 10 million, 50 million a month, 100 million a month. You go in there, you're like, man, I got 3,000 agents under me. What's up? They're like, I got 30,000 agents under me. I got 300,000 agents under me. Then you start realizing like, man, We're just still getting started. We're still in a great position. Like, look where we're going to end up at as long as we stay plugged in and as long as we continue to invest in ourselves. So guys, man, I'm so glad that Raysa brought up that topic. Huge topic to bring up, and for people to understand that, guys, these trainings, do not take them lightly. You can't afford to miss them. Guys, all the top leaders are registered as soon as that link comes out. I'm telling you guys, look, I'm going to be real with you. When I first started this business, and I should have posted pictures up, guys, people can tell you I was selling my Jordan collection. People can tell you I was selling my jewelry. When that link came out, I was paying that before I even paid my light bill, because I knew that I was going to continue to pay for the light bill. I hope you guys caught that. I made that sacrifice because I knew that sacrifice was going to be a return on investment in me. That was going to make me better. I was going to become more, and my income was going to become more. See, Raysa said it earlier. Everybody wants a bigger income, a bigger title, but nobody wants to do more. So to get more, you got to become more. You got to become more valuable. You have to be able to get on platforms and train. Look what Raysa's doing. Not only does she train, she was in the biggest platform doing an overview to close everyone's deals. Who type of number one if you would love to be on stage? Let's be real. Type of number one. Guys, earlier today, I put a picture 4 years ago. I was a senior vice president, and I was in front of the room presenting like I was a vice president. I was a senior field trainer, I'm sorry. I was a senior field trainer 4 years ago. My son was in the room. We probably had like 6 people in that room. But I treated this business like I was a vice president from day one. I didn't wait for my leaders to do presentations. I didn't wait for my leaders to do webinars. I didn't wait for my leaders to do training. We went out there and we just made that happen. The reason why I say that is because even if you're a brand new agent, first of all, congratulations and welcome Team Relentless. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't care what your title is. Start acting and doing what the title that you want is required to do, period. All right. So guys, look, what I want to do is I want to lead into our training today. It's going to be team culture. The reason why is because at the end of the day, guys, we're going to this big convention. This is going to be huge. This is bringing everybody together. But for those brand new agents that are coming in and they're going to see this massive momentum come in and they're going to start seeing all these teammates, we want to make sure that you start off with the right culture. We want to make sure that we're on the same page. And we want to make sure that at the end of the day, it's up to you how you're going to lead your team. But of course, we're going to show you the culture that we done created because it has worked. People said, and it's known in the entire company. Guys, this is what I love about our team. This is known throughout the company, not just for us because it sounds good when we say it, but guys, we're one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing team besides Alyssa Barnes team because of our culture. So it's very important that we speak about that. Now, just know this, guys, when we get to Orlando, some of the leaders already got a booked room. So what I'm going to do is we're going to create a Facebook group. And if you are going to convention, I need to know because we're going to add you to that Facebook group. We're going to go ahead and create a schedule and we're going to let everybody know when they're going to come in. And most likely it's going to be that Friday. But what we're going to do is we're going to speak about the culture as well in there. We want to make sure that people have the right mindset. We want to make sure people know, hey, the nights before training, let's go to bed early. Let's get enough rest. We don't need a party. Party comes after the training. So we will have those conversations. We have those reminders because again, guys, our jobs as leaders is to make sure that we lead you to become successful. So sometimes we might have conversations that we don't want to have, but we need to have them to make sure that we're leading you in the right way. And those conversations will be that Friday. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Make sure as soon as I put out the link of the Facebook group, you add yourself to it. Because when we start taking pictures, that's another thing. I want everybody to be able to come together, especially when we're taking pictures, especially when we're sharing information, especially when I'm gonna have all the top leaders going there and just start dropping additional nuggets that won't be part of convention. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, I don't want to hold you up because this training, man, I go into some details, but I definitely want to make sure that you guys get this information. I want to make sure that I also respect your time. So guys, look, as you guys can see, tonight it's going to be that culture training, SVP, right? Xavier Marrero. It just sounds good, right? But guys, look, I also noticed this. Shout out to the young lady with the same last name who was #1 on the top producer. I'm telling you, that last name just means something. Right? So guys, look, let's go straight into the training, right? Guys, when we talk about team culture, the first thing you want to do is know your organization. Why do I say that? Guys, just understand this. 85% of your organization won't do too much. The reason why I'm telling you that now is because I don't want you to get frustrated. I don't want you to get discouraged. Know that 10% are going to be up and coming leaders. These are going to be the individuals that say, hey, what do I need to do next? They're hungry, they're willing, they're coachable. Those are the ones that you really want to work with as well. And then 5%, these are your Raysas, your Myras, your VGs, your Robs, your David, right? That your Brunos, other people that I don't have to tell them to do anything. They're going to go to work regardless whoever's around or who's not. So the reason why I want you to know that is because remember, when you're building an entire team, you're lucky if you get 1 out of 10 people that are just going to be a leader that's just going to go out there and run. But don't let that discourage you. But also when we look at these numbers, what does that tell us? That we really need to work with the larger percentage, which is 85%. The people that really ain't doing nothing. But you said, Xavier, how are we going to work with people that don't do anything? Let me just go ahead and show you how we're able to do that because it's just part of the culture. So before we started, this right here is the definition of culture. You guys can take the time to read it if you want to. I normally don't because at the end of the day, that's not our definition. When it comes to Team Relentless, our definition is having fun, learning, and also getting results. So do me a favor, type a #1 if that's the culture that you want to be part of. Do you want to have fun? Do you want to learn? And at the end of the day, do you want to get results? If so, type a #1 on that chat. So who are we? Guys, as you can see, guys, look, we just started with a small group. Myra can tell you, I'll be lucky if I have 4 people in a meeting, right? When we first started, but the vision was always there. I knew for a fact that one day we'll be the largest organization in this company. I also knew we'll have the best culture. I also knew that our principles and morals will align with everything that we speak about. And guys, this is just the beginning when we first got started. So at the end of the day, who are we, right? It's very simple. An organization with a clear vision that works and builds with passion to help others while having fun. Apply principles and morals to our business and personal life with the end goal in mind at all times, showing respect, trust among each other, and practicing accountability, working with integrity and recognition. Guys, that's who we are. Take a screenshot of this. Remind yourself what team are you, remind yourself what team you're part of. Guys, this is our mission statement. You want to make sure that you're actually living by this. So at the end of the day, right, ask yourself, how would you like to have more people actually join your team and also stay in your team? How would you like to have more people or more agents making more money, getting ranked up, right? Getting promoted within the company. So ask yourself, do you want to go ahead and have more people join your team, but also stay in your team? Do you want to go ahead and make more money, have your agents make more money? And do you want to make sure that your agents get promoted? Because by default, you're constantly going to get promoted. So guys, the way we're going to do this is very easy. You want to keep your team engaged. So how do you do that? You're always invited. Always invite to every single meeting, just like tonight, to the online webinars, corporate calls with the top leaders. Guys, Millionaire Mindset, you have the best of the best. We had Dr. Arnold Brody on there last night who killed it. Round of applause and the #1 for him. He killed that. Guys, even as an SVP, I'm plugged in. Even as an SVP, I'm taking notes. Guys, but you know why? Because your team would not even do half of what you do. So if I expect my leaders, if I expect Team Relentless to be on there, I have to be on there. But I keep people engaged. Look, regional events, national convention. Guys, I'm telling you, the culture, the bond, the relationships that are built there, you can't build this over any other platform. Now, lead by example. I just told you that. The only reason why I'm constantly on this is because I know how important it is, but I know people are watching me and saying, well, I'm going to copy what you're doing. They told me it's okay to be a copycat, copy the right cat. You're the right cat. So I have to lead by example. So make sure you're a self is attendant. I have other leaders that be like, yo, X, I got my team going. I'm like, where are you going? Well, I don't know how to be there. My team is already there. Bro, what are you talking about? You better be there, right? And in the meet and greets. Guys, look, COVID obviously is still out there, and we're being very, very careful because obviously people are still getting it. But guys, these meet and greets, I'm telling you, we see the most success in here. And The crazy thing is, when I'm talking about meet and greet, these are just meet and greeting new agents. The crazy thing is, look, as a senior vice president, I could bring in a brand new agent, but they can't really relate to me right now. But if I bring them around another new agent and they can relate to each other's story, both of those individuals will motivate each other more than I can motivate both of them. Understand that. They're in the same journey. They're in the same path. They can relate more than you and that individual. Right? And these build the best relationship, right? I mean, look what happened with Rob and Raysa, right? These guys are engaged now, about to be husband and wife, just bought a house, gutted everything, put everything brand new, right? You start getting to a certain income, you got choices to be like, yo, I don't want that to look like that. I want it to look just like this, right? So congratulations to them. Put a number 1 on the chat. For them, I'm telling you, man, I'm so proud of these two individuals. I remember meeting Raysa. Not too long later, I met Rob. I remember telling Rob, I met the female version of you. And I remember telling Raysa, I met the male version of you, not knowing that a year and a half later, there'll be this beautiful couple that everybody wish that they were in the same relationship, right? Rob, keep doing your thing, my man, but stop making us look bad, right? But look, guys, right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So like I said, guys, on top of that, guys, what I love is the family and friends. Family and friend get together. Guys, we just started this again, but again, because of COVID and convention coming around the corner, we slow it down, but it's coming back. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, we close more deals at family and friend get together than any other presentation. Why? Because people start seeing that we're having fun, that people are learning and getting results. Then before you know it, you're not even trying to convince them, they're trying to convince you to basically join your team. So this is very important. Start that with your team, right? It's just like church. People want to be part of something, the club. They want to go shopping. They just want to be part of something. So the 85% of the organization that ain't going to do nothing, they're going to stay active because you're constantly creating an environment for them to be part of something. Guys, I'm telling you, look at these memberships, club memberships. People are paying that just to be part of something. Same reason why they're paying the $89. You just have to give them a reason to stay around. Now, drawing your team with recognition. If you guys know this man right here, Gino, I swear Gino's like 6'4", 6'5". At this pool right here, probably about like 5 feet, if that. I don't know how he's almost drowning, but some way, somehow this kind of happened. Don't judge him. I saved him that day. Don't worry. I didn't have to give him mouth to mouth. You know, I got him out the water before anything happened. But Gino, you already know I got you, my brother. So guys, look, when you draw your team with recognition, just make sure that you understand people will die over recognition before they die over a paycheck. That is huge. Once you figure that out, that people will die over recognition before over a paycheck, then it makes your job easier because it's not providing money to them. It's just giving them recognition. So how are you going to do that, right? Well, no recognition is too small, right? First protection plan. First time they're actually going out to an event. So shout out to every single individual. Put a number 1 if this is the first time for you to go to convention. I want to know who's going to be the first time brand new to convention. Because again, recognition, congratulations to every single one of these individuals, because that right there is huge. And I want you to know that I know now because you typed the number 1. And I want to say congratulations. I want to give you special recognition. I want to let you know because of the step that you just took, you're going to get to the next level. And now, if this is your first convention, go ahead and message me and you have the right to actually leverage me for the next month. That easy, that simple, right? So again, giving them that recognition. No recognition is too small. I even had a top leader who actually did a training yesterday. And the other top leader was like, X, she needs recognition. I'm like, yo, you're right. I wasn't on there, but you're right. I had to show that I appreciate my leaders, especially the ones that are stepping out their comfort zone. So I had to give them that recognition, right? And then gifts, dinner, trips. Again, guys, if you're brand new, maybe you can't do some of these things. But I'll be honest with you, I remember when I hit sales director, I already started doing these things. You hit a certain title in my organization and you're one of my personal enrollment, you got a special gift. Right? So I'm waiting to give Myra her red bottoms as soon as she hit this vice president, right? But again, it's levels to this, right? Some of these people never had designers on. And I'm not talking about it's just the money. It was just the appreciation. I went out my way and spent $1,000 on some pair of shoes for you. Well, you earned it. You earned it. Guys, your job is not doing that. Their jobs are not doing that. right? And then become their biggest promoter. I'm telling you, man, people just love hearing that they're doing the right thing. I had to learn that in a relationship, to be honest with you. I had to learn that it's good for you to tell your fiance, your spouse, how good they're doing, right? It changes the whole day. It's the exact same thing with your agents. You become their biggest promoter, like it changes their entire attitude, their entire vision, their energy. So make sure that they know that you love what they're doing. Make sure they know at the end of the day you appreciate them. And trust me, guys, when you get to a certain level, you have so many promotions going on that sometimes hard to keep up. But when you realize and you know it, you have to give them that shout out, right? And don't be afraid to over deliver recognition. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'll bring this up, and some people might remember, but when Raysa was killing and breaking all these records, I mean, the recognition, we was over delivering. She earned it. And then some people are like, yo, expert, we're hearing Raysa's name too much. Well, do me a favor, go outwork her, because you have the same opportunity. Go outwork her, period. But don't be afraid to over deliver, because if she's working hard enough and corporate's giving recognitions, numbers don't lie. Why would I say her not give her that recognition? I don't care if it's making you mad. That just lets me know you don't even have the right mindset to be in this company, in this team. So don't be afraid to over deliver the recognition, right? And then want to make sure that you create a positive, safe environment. Guys, this is the only way people are really going to stay around. Put rules into place. You promote peace and zero tolerance for any negativity. No bad vibes are allowed. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is promote peace, and don't be afraid to kick anybody out the team. Guys, look, we have done it before. This is an actual picture of me kicking one of the agents off the team. It's just, they used it on the movie 300, right? They asked me for it. But guys, look, don't be afraid, because look, I'm going to tell you like this. Negativity will spread like cancer within your own organization. So when you see negativity, you need to cut that so that cancer doesn't continue to spread. Because once it continues to spread, it's just like spreading all over the body. Eventually, it's going to kill it. The last thing you want is somebody negative in your organization, because it will kill your entire organization. The ones that are bad mouthing, the ones that are always negative, the ones that always got something to point out about other leaders or about other agents, cut it. The ones that are showing respect, cut it. And don't be afraid, because people understand that you got standards. People understand at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. You have to live by these standards. That is huge, guys. Protect your team from negative individuals outside of your organization. Guys, that's big. I had several incidents where my team, my organization has seen me protect them. I don't care. At the end of the day, guys, look, money's money, but a friendship, a relationship, not even friends, there's no such thing as friends, but a relationship is worth more to me than any dollar amount. So I'm constantly willing to put my neck out for my team, to show them that I'm here to protect them, to show them that I got their back to the fullest. Not because I say it, because of my actions tell you that they do, right? And the team builds more respect for you as a leader when you do that. Now, always allow everyone to speak openly and express their actual feelings, right? Don't judge no one. Guys, man, this is what I love about Relentless. As VPs and above, we get together every single week. We master plan, and we sit here and we deliver. But guess what? Now we're getting the RSDs above involved. Hey, we want your input. We want you guys to step up. But even a brand new agent that comes into Team Relentless have the rights to voice their opinion, because they might have a great idea that could change everything around for all of us. So make sure people know, doesn't matter the title, you're always there to listen as well, right? And if you don't create a positive and safe environment, understand people will leave. Nobody wants to be around any negativity. Negativity does not sell, and people will always remember that. Understand, for every negative thing you do, 10 people find out. For every positive thing you do, only one person finds out, right? So know your agents' strengths and weaknesses as well. The reason why I say that is because, guys, look, at the end of the day, not everybody's made to be a presenter. Not everybody's made to be a trainer. Not everybody's made to be a greeter at the front door, right? So understand that you want to know this, because at the end of the day, what you do is you actually put people into play. You actually say, based on your skills, your strength, we can use you here, especially when it comes to presentations and when it comes to game days and stuff like that, when it comes to PBRs. And it just know that everyone that shows up, it's not going to feel the same about you, not feel the same about the opportunity the same way you do. The reason why that's important, because guys, at the end of the day, don't treat them any different. Don't be rude. Don't talk bad about them. Guys, look, Malcolm could tell you when I first met Malcolm, Malcolm didn't want to hear about it. We just built a friendship. We built a relationship. But Malcolm at first like, nah, bro, I'm good. But I kept a relationship with, I treated him with respect, never been rude, never bad talk, or even said anything about him. And guess what? A year later, he joined my team. Why? Because when he didn't feel the same way that I felt, I still kept it positive. And allow people to grow at their own pace, not yours. Man, look, Raysa can tell you this. If we was to sit here and say, I need you to grow the business the same way I did it, the same way Raysa did it, man, what percentage of people were willing to do all that, to make all those sacrifices, to lose all those hours of sleep, to lose time with loved ones? Understand, people have different situations. Raysa and myself, our back was against the wall. We had no choice but to make this work. Other people might not. So you can't come at them because their spouse might be taking care of them, or some way, somehow they're good or they're comfortable. Guys, look, at the end of the day, my goal is to be worth $100 million. I won't stop until that's my net worth. I need to make 10 million a month. But see, someone can say, X, I'm good with 10,000 a month. So I don't need to work 100 times harder than you because I'm good with 10,000 a month. I'm good with 5,000 a month. Guys, understand, people will grow at their own pace. Do not force them to grow at your pace. Understand that your 20% might be their 100%. If I was to tell Raysa, open up your calendar right now, and I'll tell any other agent to open up their calendar, if she said they're full, the other calendars might be only 20% full. But Raysa can't be mad at that individual. She can coach them and try to motivate them. But if that's the pace that that individual want to work at, then that's what they have the right to do because they invested the money into their business, not you. Sometimes we make people go inactive because we're sitting there and we're pushing them too much. A job does that, not an opportunity. And then also take the spotlight off yourself and put it on them. Guys, that is huge, man. Stop trying to be the person on Main Street, always taking all the credit, all the recognition. Nobody likes that. I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, if you want to be that main guy, they're going to remind you real quick you ain't that main guy. If you want to be that main guy, I'm telling you, you're not going to last too long. They're going to check you. They're going to remind you. So make sure at the end of the day, you see the bigger picture. How many lives can you change? It's not about you. It's not about how many times they called you up on stage or with the recognition that they gave you. How many lives can you change? That's just going to come by default. But if you start focusing on that, it's not going to last too long. It's going to be short-term, not long-term. But when you focus on actually changing lives, long-term, you'll always be around. The awards will keep coming. The recognition will keep coming. They will continue to call you on stage. It's that simple, guys. Duplicate yourself and create more leaders. Understand, great leaders create leaders. Weak leaders create followers. Ask yourself right now, what position am I in within my own organization? And how many leaders have I created? Or how many followers do I have? A great leader always create leaders. Weak leaders create followers. So if you're looking at yourself and you have a large organization, but there's hardly no leaders, then you might want to question yourself. You might want to question your leadership skills. And it's okay. It's okay. We've all been there. But the sooner you figure that out and the sooner you take action, the sooner you're going to start creating more leaders because you want to duplicate yourself. At the end of the day, I can make 5 of me. I'm good. I'm good for the rest of my life. If I can create 5 of me, I'm good. I'm good. You give me a Raysa, a Rob, a VG, a David, and myself, I'm good. So understand what you want to do is constantly just duplicate yourself, right? And then get them certain jobs. Guys, people want to know that they're involved. I mean, sometimes people just want to carry the clicker, the speaker, the flyers, the banners. Guys, get people involved, right? And let them open, let them host, run the PBRs. Guys, and there's levels to this. I'm not telling you go get to your leader like, well, X told us that we have the right to present on game day. I'm not saying that. Guys, there's levels to this. You got to show us that you're ready to play in the Super Bowl way before the Super Bowl comes. So at the end of the day, go reach out to your leaders. Let them know that you want to be opening. Let them know that you want to host. Let them know that you have a PBR that you set up that you're going to present to, but you just want them to be there so they can go ahead and just coach you through it. And let them tell their stories, their success. Guys, let's be real, man. By this time, if you ain't brand new, you already know who I am. You already know my success stories. I basically came from being homeless to now making 7 figures with this company. God is good. But everybody's tired of hearing that story. But when we have new testimonies, new recognitions, then it's different. Why do you think every single week we have the top producers? When you listen to the names are changing. And now, yes, during training, we are going to have more testimonies. We want more people to share their stories, especially brand new agents that just became field trainers. And guys, look, at the end of the day, have team trips, right? I just did one with David, Yoerika, VG. We had Michael out there, Sandra. Man, I loved it. We was able to unplug, which was much needed, especially how hard we've been working the last 4 years. But we was also still able to conduct business. We were still able to create content, not only for our team, but for marketing and branding. We were still able to go ahead and refresh our minds to come back just that much more motivated. A well-rested mind is a more productive mind. So have team trips, but take business or vacation trips together. Look, Malcolm, where you at? I'm taking a business trip with Malcolm tomorrow morning in the next several hours, right? And we're going to be in the Carolinas for less than 24 hours. But why? Because we're going to open that market. We're doing trainings, right? So understand this right there, the team love it. I remember when I started and we didn't have money just to get on a plane or the jets, right? So I used to just get the bus. Like, we'll have, ask Courtney, ask Gino, right? Ask Rob. Like, bro, I wasn't scared of getting a 16-seater and we was going to any city, starting all the way from Florida. And they'll tell you, boy, I was whipping that thing like a brand new Mercedes sports edition. Nobody was stopping us. But the fun that we had while we was working was just amazing. The memory is just amazing. I just put up a video with Rob, Anthony Kelly, my son, and Jose Vega, and he's just freestyling about credit. Like, I'm like, man, we had a lot of fun together. And then also do local trips, dinners, family activities, sports events. Guys, man, I remember when I hit the 10,000 level 2, the first thing I did is I took all my top leaders out to eat. We had a limo, but it was Arnold's Connection. So it was like hot, no AC. We couldn't breathe. We had to tell the guy to turn around right in my own development. But guys, again, that's huge, man. People want to see that. Remember, what you do after business, what you do after hours, set the tones for what you do during business hours. Because now everybody's excited. Everybody's just ready to go, motivated. And then give them time to relax, put their heads down. You don't always got to be working. Raysa will tell you this. I used to argue with Raysa. Raysa, you're working too much. Raysa, take a day off. Raysa, spent time with Jay. X, I was with him all this week, but it doesn't matter. Yo, Raysa could tell you, like, I remember when we was at a beach house and this conversation got so real, like Raysa started crying. Raysa was crying. And I'm like, Raysa, I don't care. Like, yo, to me, it's not about the money. Any other leader, the way Raysa's killing it, be like, Raysa, work. I'm just gonna collect. But I'm like, Raysa, I'm not here just to collect off of y'all. I need to know that at the end of the day, the vision we had from the beginning, it was time freedom for a family, that you really still on that. Yeah, X, but I'm working. No, Raysa, that's not what we spoke about. We spoke about having time freedom. We spoke about taking days off. We spoke about Sunday being a special day. And she'll tell you, like, yo, I fought with her. I fought with her to the point where, and I hope she's okay with me telling the story, like, she was in tears. Like, she was crying on the dining room table. But I said, Raysa, I didn't start this to sit here and get lost in the sauce and all this money. Like, yo, we started this mission together because we wanted to provide our kids the best life ever, and we wanted to be there whenever they needed us. And then Raysa's like, yo, X, you're right. I'm gonna still kill it, but I'm taking those times off. But again, having that conversation with your team, let them know at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. I was worried about her health, her well-being. Yo, go ahead and work like that for the next 30 days, 60 days. When she's been doing it for over 2-3 years, your body's gonna wear out. But I'm like, Raysa, before that happens, I gotta stop you, regardless if you're gonna be mad at me. But this is why we're here for, to just show you what we've been through, and we don't want nobody else to experience it, right? And it also create a family environment amongst each other, right? More respect, more trust is being built. And remember this, guys, people join this industry not for business, but they join this industry to create a better life. And a family that prays together stays together, and one that walks apart falls apart. So guys, look, that's the end of my training. When it comes to culture, the entire Team Relentless has been built off of this principles and morals. The whole entire Relentless have been able to move the way they move as professionals because of the team culture. So when it comes to culture within your own organization, don't take that lightly, because if you don't take charge of that, trust me, somebody else will. Then you might not be happy the way they operate in and running your team. This is us. This is Team Relentless. Let's continue to empower each other. Let's continue to show respect. Let's continue to sit here and lead by example, and let's go ahead and apply the principles and morals that we speak about. And understand, guys, look, the up and coming leaders, the top leaders, anyone, understand we're not perfect. Have the right to reach, you have the right to reach out and say, hey, X, by the way, I feel this, you should do this. If you spoke about that, you should do that. Guys, I'm more than happy to hear anyone out. I just told you, I had an agent a leader who hit me up yesterday. Yo, X, the other leader just went out their comfort zone. They killed it. You haven't mentioned anything. Oh, you're right. Yo, you killed that. Continue to get out your comfort zone. People died for that. And someone had to point it out to me because I missed it. But again, guys, that doesn't mean that your leader doesn't like you or they're not there for you. Just like we can make you better, you can make us better. And again, that's why I always say we're all here to empower each other. No one's better than no one here. I don't care what your title is. Because I can open up some of these people's back office, and if I show you their back office, trust me, their title doesn't mean jack. I'm just going to put it like that, right? But guys, look, I do want to thank every single one of you guys who have joined Team Relentless. Obviously, you have believed in someone within the organization, and we do appreciate every single one of you guys. Even if we don't mention as often as you probably want us to, trust me, when we talk, we bring up names. We know who's killing it. The scoreboard shows us everything. And we want to thank every single one of you guys. And we want to just say, guys, look, when it comes to this convention, and if you're going, we need you to lead by example. We need you to act right. We need you to take this information not lightly, because at the end of the day, whatever dollar amount that you actually have already spent, make that an investment, not an expense. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, guys, when we come back from this convention, if you're brand new to this organization, the team culture is going to make so much sense to you, because you're going to see it out there. You're going to see the people, the way they bond, the way they connect. And guys, we will continue to lead by example, and no other organization out there is going to outrank us. They're not going to have, guys, look, Shout out to the team Relentless. We have 268 confirmed agents going. The goal is 300. But really, this is why Raysa told you what she told you earlier. I really only need 250. But we shot for 300 and then with 268. The 250's in the bag. So understand what Raysa told you earlier. It's completely true. Shoot for the moon and with the stars. So guys, thank you so much. I highly appreciate every single one of y'all. Team Relentless, let's get it. Man, I'll see all you guys at the top, not from the top. We all going to the top. Let's get it, 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 get it.
Let's get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's get it.